Fun Times at Homer's is a series of free FNAF fan games based on The Simpsons. Now, I'm more of a South Park guy, but I give all of these a try. I will go over each of the free games and share my thoughts. Like and subscribe and let's start. First up is Fun Times at Homer's. The lore is that the scientist, John Frink, which I totally didn't have to Google just now, made the Simptronics. Yes, these are called the Simptronics. For the restaurant, you are a couch. The security couch to be exact. Finally, my dreams are fulfilled. What a badass name, security couch. I want a security couch. Intruder walks in, the couch activates its jet boosters and decks the intruder in the face. Anyway, the first thing you probably noticed is the unique art style. Everything is drawn, it doesn't replicate the Simpsons art style, it more so was a big inspiration. I really enjoy how the game looks. It's very cartoonish while still maintaining some FNAF flair. I think if this game looked perfectly one-to-one like Simpsons, it would look weird. So I'm glad it's a little different. So you got a camera, 2 doors, and a vent thing in your office. Along with that, you also have a panel with buttons. These 2 to close and open the doors, these 2 to turn on the lights. This one triggers an electric shock, and the big red one. We don't talk about that one. You defend yourself from the animatronic versions of the Simpsons family. Bart, Lisa, Marge with Maggie, and Homer. Also, the grandpa is here, along with Lando Yupo. I have no idea who this guy is. You have a power meter. Cameras and doors use power. Also, if you run out of power, you can head over to a pool and play a little minigame to get some back. But be careful because Lando Yupo then enters your office. So the first night, only Lisa, Bart, and freaking Yupo are active. Bart comes through the left door, Lisa comes through the right. If they are there, close the door. You need to watch Yupo on the cameras. If you don't, he will approach your office with his very intimidating toilet paper roll. He doesn't actually kill you, but he will repeatedly enter your office. You need to shock him. First night, fairly simple. After you beat it, you get a minigame. One of these is this donut making one, where you have to make donuts and slap Homer's hand out of the way. I am ashamed of myself. As an avid player of the one cool as hell Windows game, I have failed this minigame multiple times. It's so simple and yet I have failed. Am I even human? Am I a human or a Simpson? So after each night, you can go over to Apple's store. By beating each night, you get some money based on your score. In this store, you can buy extra goodies like radars, extra monitors, and one-time usable items like a jump scare shield and a battery. $50 for a battery? What the fuck? Personally, I found the extra monitors to be really useful, but I'll mention why later on. Night 2 introduces Marge. Oh, Homer! God, that and Maggie. They're basically Funtime Freddy, but simpler. Marge can be in the left or right hall, and if she sends out Maggie, close the door. This night isn't very difficult, but I wanna touch on the voice lines. I normally think having the animatronics talk to you in the middle of the night is kinda cringe. It often makes the experience much less scary. But in this game, I feel like it works because we're facing off against the wacky Simpsons family. After this night, we get another minigame. In this one, you inflate a donut balloon. This is a Mario Party-ass minigame, and I was still absolute dog shit at it. It's just pressing buttons. I have no idea what came over me here, guys. Please, you gotta trust me, this isn't me. The next night introduces the man, the myth, the fat ass, Homer Simpson. This guy is a little goober, a real nut job, a real pain in the dick. I lost a lot of attempts trying to figure out how this guy works, so he sometimes slams into the window loud as you cannot see him on the camera, only in the window. Close the door. Sometimes he will leave, but sometimes he will do a, and I quote, Homer smash, where he Usain Bolts across the room. If you're caught lacking by having a door open, he will break it. Sometimes he will randomly Homer smash too. You don't do that. You don't just randomly Homer smash. That shit gets you kicked out, man. In night 6, the grandpa is introduced. He's just like Marion and UCN, so that's the game. I really enjoyed it. I think it was really fun. But here was my epic gamer strat. So you see, you can only look at one camera in the office, right? Wrong! My strategy was flipping the camera up and down on this weird fella so I could see all three at the same time. Since I could enter the camera and close it almost immediately, it didn't drain a lot of power, and Lisa and Bart are visible on these cameras, you don't need to check the light for them. This game overall just has a lot of charm. It has a lot of references to the show, and the gameplay is a more expanded version of FNAF 1. It's simply a charming art style is the highlight, I'd say. The game doesn't really try to be scary, it more so focuses on the wacky Simpsons world. Also, I am a sucker for FNAF games with shops. I think it's really cool to be able to choose upgrades to buy. It adds more strategy and freedom for the player. So Fun Times at Homer's 1, really solid experience. The game can be a little janky, especially using the light. I don't like how it makes the camera pan automatically, but these are really nitpicky complaints. I recommend checking this game out. But with the first Simpsons FNAF fan game done with, let's move on to the next one. This one is clearly more inspired by FNAF 2, and I mean that's the case for all three of these games. One takes save inspiration from FNAF 1, 2 from FNAF 2, and 3 from FNAF 3. But I'd say that all these games do more unique stuff and expand a lot from the originals, so I wouldn't say that they are just FNAF games with a Simpson reskin on it. Get it? I said Simpson skin, and that's why the images are yellow, because the Simpsons have yellow skin. Do you get the funny joke? In this one, there's a lot going on. So let's just begin at night 1. The scientist guy that I had to search up the name of for the second time in this video tells us, the couch, about our defense systems. This is gonna take a while. We have this lamp, we can turn it off and on. We have a mask, we can put it on and off. We have a flashlight with a limited amount of battery. We can charge it by using an electrical socket, but it makes noise. We can seal this one random room. We have Ned Flanders, who gives us math problems. Bro thinks he's Baldy. So, for now at least, the 4 new Simptronics. Do I really have to say Simptronics? Fine. They're good. We have money. And when they come to us, we can give them some tickets to have them help us. They can guard hallways, we can gamble, and Marge just gives us money. This doesn't sound like a lot, but it is, especially in the next night. In between nights, we have these cutscenes. Yeah, they're just like the ones from FNAF 2. The good animatronics can now turn evil. We have to make sure that they don't by removing the virus that infects them. We also sometimes have to close the door on a Canadian. I don't exactly know why, but it gives us money, so who cares. This night, Evil Marge. I'm just gonna call the old creepy ones evil for simplicity's sake. And Fillmore are active. Fillmore is just like Balloon Boy. We have to put on the mask or else he will take away our light. One main difference between Fillmore and BB is that Fillmore is objectively much more annoying. I grew to dislike BB a lot less, but man, let me catch this stupid kid and it's on sight. Evil Marge is just Withered Foxy. You just flash her with your flashlight. Now the next night. So, you know how we were able to pay these guys off so that they protect us? Yeah, not anymore. They're corrupted and they turn into the toys from FNAF 2. Kinda sucks, but oh well. We have Krusty, but like a different Krusty. This guy. Krusty. Everyone's favorite character. I said that sarcastically, but I actually unironically really like him. So, the noise mechanic that, well, basically only gets used when you charge your flashlight. Well, this guy is pulling a Music Man and doesn't really like that, so he will do this. Just watch the clip, I don't know how to describe this. Also, Maggie and Evil Maggie, you just click on them like you do on Bonnet. However, Maggie is annoying as shit because she makes me sometimes pull down the mask and open the cameras. The nights after this don't add any new characters, they just make the game harder. So that was Fun Times at Homer's 2. Once again, it has the fun art style and also cool unlockables for your office that you get for completing certain objectives. There's no shop this time, which but oh well. It's a shame that the service mechanic got abandoned halfway through because I feel like it could be more expanded on and made it so that you have to strategize by making as much money as possible and getting the right services from the Simptronics to maximize your chance of survival. So yeah, I really enjoyed this game too. I feel like the first game had more charm, probably because it had more references to the show and because I'm pretty sure they used voice lines from the actual show. Meanwhile, this one, I think they had voice actors. Is this one better than the first one? I think they're around equal, but we'll have some advantages and disadvantages over each other. Without further ado, let's move on to the third one. Fun Times at Homer's 3. It's based off of FNAF 3. Some certain things to go over before we get to the gameplay. The overall atmosphere and the setting of the game is much more grim. It's darker, much less vibrant, and I don't know if that is to convey that this is a power plant or to make the game more scary. Also, instead of playing as a couch, we play as Homer instead, which is hilarious. We can see his emotions in the middle of the night by having a visual of his head. Also, this game has fully voiced cutscenes, which are very charming. I enjoy these a lot. They remind me of those weird Nintendo games, the Zelda one with Morshu and Hotel Mario. Our main enemy is this guy, a mix between Mr. Burns and Sideshow Bob. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to figure out that this guy is based off of Springtrap. And in the Fun Times at Homer's lore, Mr. Burns wanted to be immortal. So I have this office, one monitor for room cameras and the other for vent cameras. You can seal one vent at a time, and you can activate sound cues to lure this Burn Bob. I'll just call him Burn Bob. He goes through the vents or the rooms, slowly making his way to your office. There's also this guy. Find him and click him. And the phantoms. These work just like phantoms from FNAF 3. Now night 1 is just a tutorial, it's easy, you can't die. But night 2! Now, I can't tell if I'm just stupid, or if this is impossible. You just have Burn Bob, this guy, and some phantom active, but I swear it's impossible. Look, like I have to do something for one moment, and Burn Bob makes his way straight into my office. Now, have a little game for you. Just like Springtrap, I think this guy can have hallucinations. Like multiples of him, but only one real one. But like, this game is still hard as shit. I feel like no matter what I do, if I have to reset the vent or catch this, Burn Bob is gonna kill me. He starts running, booking it to my office. Is there something I'm doing wrong? Maybe, but as far as I'm aware, I am playing the game normally. Whenever I need to get rid of an error or this guy, I do it, and I'm careful with the vents, so that's not it either. I watched someone else play the game. Burn Bob just didn't move as much as he did for me. I do the exact same thing, but it just seems like the game hates me, and I'm gonna be honest, I didn't actually beat the night. But I did use app data to play a little of each night and try each one to get an impression of the game, but I'm sorry, it was just way too hard no matter what I did. Maybe one day I can come back and stream this game to finally be able to beat it. If you're mad, I'm sorry, okay, trust me, this hurts me more than it hurts you. I am extremely embarrassed. And when it comes to the art, the first two games were so lively, so many colors, but here it's just grey. And the game is still not really scary, so I feel like the shift is not really justified. This game has a lot of cutscenes, and they're all pretty cool. I like how it replicates The Simpsons. Although I won't talk about each one because this video would be way too long. Plus, I have no idea what is going on here. Fun Times at Homer's lore is way too advanced for me. Along with that, it has the minigames from FNAF 3, and you need to play them to get the good ending. Night 3 adds Coffee and Lucy. I don't know who these people are. Coffee, you just use the audio where he is, and for Lucy, you just use the audio to lure her away. Just, yeah, use the same mechanics you already used for Burn Bob. Night 4 introduces Lizard and Victor. For Lizard, shut the vents, and for Victor, just don't use the audio where he is. Okay, I'm sorry I'm being so negative with this game, okay? But I actually really like the addition of more characters in Night 3 and 4 here. One of the main problems people had with FNAF 3 is that Springtrap was the only lethal enemy, and this game tries to fix that, which is pretty cool. Night 5 doesn't add any new enemies, but after the night we have the Springlock scene, where Bob goes inside of Mr. Burns. Man, I really hope no one illustrated that by doing a fan art. But if you do the good ending route, which is quite complicated and I have no idea how people did it, I mean look at this, but if you do it, you get the good ending where the souls are freed. I think this butter creature is the one that reads them. There's also Night 6, but I wasn't good enough to beat Night 2, okay? No way I'm doing Night 6. However, it ends in a hilarious minigame where Homer drives towards Burn Bob controlling a giant Krusty robot in order to kill him. But why? Burn Bob is mad at us, so he wants to murder our family. This whole section is hilarious and I love it. The ending? Hey cabron. We saved our family, but is this the end? It seems like there might be a sequel to this game because of this moment. Overall, I personally think this is the weakest one. It has advantages like the cool cutscenes and the absolutely sick ending, but the actual knights have a really bland art style, and I personally found the game a little too difficult. You should try this game and see if you're better than me. You probably are, but why not see for yourself? This game has really good parts, but I feel like out of these three, it has the most amount of issues. So, 3 Simpsons games. Which one's the best? Simpsons Hit and Run. It's amazing. GTA but Simpsons? Holy shit, man, I love this game. Fun Times at Homer's one. I enjoyed it the most due to the shop, and I felt like it had the most character and charm out of these three. Probably because it got a major update recently. The second one is second and the third one is last. I consider all of these to be good games. I just prefer the first one the most. Homer, smash! No, but really, who is this guy? Like, is he an endoskeleton? If he is, then why is he carrying a diaper and toilet paper? Who are you? So, thank you for watching, like and subscribe. I really enjoyed taking a look at these fan games. Let me know if you want to see more of these types of videos. This was Game Speaking, and goodbye.